Starry-eyed rumblings.
Okay, yes, it probably should have occurred to me the best place to look for an engineer was in engineering. But hey, this way I've made a possible new friend and or already found the murderer. We both step out into engineering, and it is a stark contrast to the rest of Yuma's estate. It is gloomy in here. I mean, it's well lit, but everything is grey and dark coloured, and there's not even any cool engineering stuff. No equipment, no machines, no interesting sounds, just a low, deep hum coming from everywhere. The corridors are very large, and there is absolutely no clutter anywhere. And there are not many doors, which gives the impression that whatever rooms lie beyond the doors are incredibly large. And that's as descriptive as I can get as the swordfish is moving on. I follow. We walk through engineering for another 15 to 20 minutes. Let me tell you, Yuma's estate is massive. And I'm pretty sure in engineering they should have better locomotion than feet. But no complaints. I'm enjoying the walk and the humming sound coming from everywhere. It's quite soothing, actually. Feels like my brain's been massaged by the hum. Swordfish stops at one of the previously mentioned doors and looks to me. Are you ready? The body is free here. I'm suddenly hit with the thought, please E be dead. I mean that in the sense that I don't want E to be zombified. If she is indeed dead, then hopefully she hasn't become undead. On the other hand, if she is indeed alive truly, then that's wonderful. We can chalk all this murder mystery up to a misreading of her vital signs. Case closed. On the third hand, if she's not there, then probably I will be impaled. Okay, it's showtime. Alright, Swordfish, let's go. I have no weapons, and my fists will have to do as a means of self-defense, so I do raise them as if I'm boxing, which does get a... Is that a quizzical glance? An amused glance from Swordfish? Oh, she doesn't know what these fists can do. And neither do I, because I've never used them in this fashion. I watch the door cycle open. As the door cycles open and I get a first look at the room beyond, the first thought that comes into my mind is it looks like an arcade. Or it gives off arcade vibes. There is very little in the way of light, and the light that is present seems mostly to come from the computer screens, the many computer screens that are set on either side of the room, left and right. And between these two sets of computer screens, there is a walkway that leads all the way to the other side of the room, the far end of the room, where there is another set of computers that very much looks like the type of computer setup that belongs to or is used by whoever is in charge of this particular room and its function. Why do I think that? Well, that is clear because there is 10 screens on that computer setup. And let's get real. If you walk into a room and you see someone diligently working away using one computer screen, most may well be thinking they are probably working real hard on that one screen. Now you walk into a room and you see someone working away at 2 or 3 screens, then all of a sudden you're like, whoa, this person means business. they've got so much work that it's spilt over onto multiple screens. And the screen at the other side of this room doesn't have 2 or 3 screens. They've got 10 screens. Also, I think monitor is the correct term, not screens. But oh well. Swordfish steps aside and seems to be waiting for me to enter first, which kind of puts me on the spot, and I panic and step inside. Nothing happens. So I begin to tentatively walk around. I take a gander, looking about carefully, not entirely sure what I'm looking for here. So I just walk slowly and swivel my head even slower, scanning every part of the room that my eyes can behold, waiting for something to pop, to grab my attention. But after 15 or so minutes, nothing really screams murder to me. The good news is, though, I've only made it through about 10% of the room at this point, so still 90% left to investigate. Swordfish has entered the room and her pink eyes follow me wherever I go, which does add a little pressure to find something, but I remind myself to remain peaceful. Be calm, be peaceful. Relax. I relax my eyes, let them slowly and gently skim across the room. It doesn't help identify anything murderous in the room. However, as I am investigating some of the monitors and trying to discern the purpose or function of this room, I do believe that this room has something to do with the thrusters or stabilizers, perhaps maintaining the gravity in Numa's estate. And that really does feel like something or a room that would have security measures to keep people like me and Swordfish out, or at least from walking in without some sort of identification card or a password or special clearance. I look over at Swordfish. Her pink eyes stare back. I do feel a sudden urge to put greater distance between me and Swordfish, so I begin to make my way to the 10 monitor setup. Oh wow, and there's E. Just sat at her desk, looking distractedly at her 10 screens. In fact, as I first lay eyes upon her, she looked so normal, just someone sat at a computer desk, that I don't feel alarmed or spooked in any way. She's dead. Oh, for sure, she's dead. I can tell that even with no medical knowledge. The strange thing is, it's not the vacant eyes or the discolored skin that give it away. There's something else, a lack. The only way I can describe it right now is there is a lack of life. And it doesn't matter what color the body is, the state of the eyes, the stiffness of the body, any of this medical jargon. He is simply missing a certain energy that the living have.